There was a boy and his parents told him, stay away from the water at night. Something emerges once in a month. It comes out of the river, lured by the moonlight. Out in the hills there weren't many neighbours, so the girl would always catch the boy by surprise. Sometimes he followed when he couldn't see her. He was led along by the sound of her cries. She said, come along and follow my footsteps. We're going down to the Gully of Doom. Across the creek and over the branches. We can stay there for the whole afternoon. A lot of old people knew a lot of old stories. They flowed to the mouth like the hill sprung a leak. Some of them mentioned a treasure buried, said to be the sapphire of Brim Creek. Another month when the boy didn't see her. He didn't hear her either when the rain was so loud. She forgot that it was time to get up when the moonlight was blocked by the clouds. She said, come along and follow my footsteps. We're going down to the Gully of Doom. Across the creek and over the branches. We can stay there for the whole afternoon. Well, the boy had been thinking about the stories of treasure. He grabbed a little spade to have a scratch around where the vines and the creepers hatched a roof over branches. That's where he was drawn to the patch of disturbed ground. Well, the spade started digging before he even noticed. It's like he knew there was something in store. He hit the box and he opened the hatch, and that's then he saw the clothes that the girl had worn. Said, come along and follow my footsteps. We're going down to the Gully of Doom. Across the creek and over the branches. We can stay there for the whole afternoon. Come along and follow my footsteps. We're going down to the Gully of Doom. Across the creek and over the branches. We can stay there for the whole afternoon. That one's a fictitious ghost story I made up about the gully that was next to my house, and my kids would go and play in it, and we named it the Gully of Doom. So it's a real life place according to me. I think we're doing good for time. We've got 11 minutes to do 3 songs. Right. Nathan's turn. Right. We now commence our grindcore set.
That was great, that grindcore gig we did.
Don't laugh.
So this is a song about bushfires. At 3 in the house, my pa and me. No warning call, no chance to flee. Not that my pa could run away and lead his home to unknown flames. To run or stay, flee or fight, smoke and ash. There's night, wind rolls the dice, the houses fall, there's fire on the mountain. The boy was down the back that day. And down by the dam with the mates to play. We didn't have much time to spare, but my wife sure as hell couldn't leave him there. To run or stay, flee or fight, smoke and ash, day as night. We rules the dice as us fall. There's fire on the mountain, fire on the mountain. That's too far away. Ain't nothing left this way for me. Just a cot in a tent in a widow's sea. It's true, my house still stands, they say. I'm but alone on a road that's filled with pain. To run or stay, flee or fight, smoke and ash, as night. We're all the ties, as us fall. Well, there's fire on the mountain, fire on the mountain. Yeah, there's fire on the mountain, fire on the mountain. Always check your harmonica settings before you start. There's a rookie error there.
Next on Sarah Island, which is one of the first songs I wrote for the Dead Mateys. Well, I remember fires made of twigs and made of bark, and the nights they were so cold, nights they were so dark. Well, this young guy, he said, it's death or liberty, and he looked a rather tasty one. I couldn't help but think he'd heard that tale about me, and escape was on his mind. He was young and he was eager, be as good as I could find. I said this time instead of east, we'll try our luck for north. As I packed our gear, I made sure that I had the axe, and our plan it worked so perfect. Set off in the dead of night, in the clinker we had hidden. I roll with all my might. Tomorrow there'll be lashings, well, somebody has to pay. For the current moment, we were on our way, and the sun came up as we hit the boat, and I realized we were free. We're following the coast along, the young guy and me. He was navigating and carrying food, he seemed a useful crew. Until we got to King's River, the young guy could not swim. Oh. Well, if he couldn't swim, he'll be no use. This river's deep and wide, and there'll be many more crossings. Death or liberty, I cried as I swung a stick into his head. He hit the ground, then I to chop apart. Thomas Cox, yeah, I had the axe, and I said, right, there's another one, don't you frown. Take the meat and hold it down. Here's another tale of mine.
2, 3, 4.
Well, the soldiers rode upon me, their rifles pointed in my face. I threw my hands up in the air, I said, take me from this place. They took me down to Hobart Town, I told my story well. He couldn't swim and I cut him up. I had the axe, and this time they believed me. Well, the evidence, it was clear, I had his hands in my pockets. I showed the carcass laying near, I'll be hanging from the gallows next weekend, the date is planned. And I'd rather rot away in hell than on Sarah Island. Yes, I'd rather rot away in hell than on Sarah Island.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Some local folklore to usher in this HOBOFOPO.
We'll be quick because our time's up. So one more song. We've been to Purgatory 3. I hope you have a wonderful afternoon and evening and everything. Look out for your mates. Look out for people that you don't know. Look out for everyone.
Look out for everyone.
Just be looking out.
For this one, you may not know the song.
Okay, this song is called The Hammer. So, it's a song about hitting antisocial people with hammers. People get a bit nervous when your song sings about hitting people with hammers. But what you can do is sing songs about your mum hitting people with hammers. People are far less nervous about that.
Yeah.
So, this song's called
Have a responsible adult.
The Hammer's in Mother's Hands. And by the end of it, you feel free to sing along to the chorus. It's a bit repetitive, but you'll get there in the end. Hammer's in Mother's Hands, ladies and gentlemen. The hammer's in Mother's hands, yeah, the hammer's in Mother's hands. Whoa, the hammer's in Mother's hands, yeah, the hammer's in Mother's hands, yeah, the hammer's in Mother's hands. Whoa, the hammer's in Mother's hands, well, she swings it at the fascists to fight for liberty. The hammer's in Mother's hands, yeah, the hammer's in Mother's hands. She swings it at the Pinkertons to fight for unity. Well, the hammer's in Mother's hands. The hammer's in Mother's hands, yeah, the hammer's in Mother's hands. Yeah, the hammer's in Mother's hands. Whoa, the hammer's in Mother's hands, yeah, the hammer's in Mother's hands. Good, now that hammer's in Mother's hands, you're getting it. Oh, the hammer's in Mother's hands. Well, she swings it at insurers who fail to fix our homes. The hammer's in Mother's hands, yeah, the hammer's in Mother's hands. She swings it at the bankers profiteering from bad loans. Well, the hammer's in Mother's hands, yeah, the hammer's in Mother's hands. Whoa, the hammer's in Mother's hands, yeah, the hammer's in Mother's hands. Oh, the hammer's in Mother's hands. Well, that hammer's in Mother's hands, yeah, that hammer's in Mother's hands. Oh, the hammer's in Mother's hands. Well, she swings it at corporations that try to steal our souls. The hammer's in Mother's hands. Well, the hammer's in Mother's hands. Great. She swings it at the racketeers, at Woolworths and at Coles. Well, the hammer's in Mother's hands, yeah. The hammer's in Mother's hands, yeah. The hammer's in Mother's hands, yeah. The hammer's in Mother's hands. Oh, the hammer's in Mother's hands, yeah. The hammer's in Mother's hands, yeah. The hammer's in Mother's hands. Oh, the hammer's in Mother's hands, yeah, everyone. The hammer's in Mother's hands, yeah. The hammer's in Mother's hands. Come on. Oh. incredible job. Great work, team. Great work, ball boys. Great work, stewards. All right, yeah, we were the Purgatory 3. Have a lovely day.